We trying to get paid.
Making money, make it, dollar, dollar.
We trying to get paid.
Making money,
Make it save and invest. Stacking up checks. Let's go.
Do you hear that clicking sound? Do you hear that clicking sound? That sound you hear is the thousands of I teach people how to trade post being deleted. Selling the idea of learning how to trade has been the biggest scam in the black community for the last 6 months. I mean, every grifter and their mama has taken advantage of this bull market to sell the dream of easy riches in trading. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of money that has been made. I've made a lot of that money. You've made a lot of that money. But let's be honest, a few more days like this, and those clowns will be back to selling you information on how to be a sovereign citizen, how to flip houses with no money, no credit, how to do credit repair. I mean, or whatever new scam there is to sell hope to the hopeful. But I digress. Let's not be mistaken here, people, because we're walking into what I think could also be an incredible buying opportunity if this plays out like how I'll describe in a minute. I honestly pray for another 10 days just like this, and looking at what the stock market is doing after hours, it just very well might happen like that. Oh, yes, because when the stock market is doing bad, just like this, we know that stimulus is going to get thrown at the markets. See, the only reason we haven't gotten that second $1,200, that we haven't gotten a refill in PPP money and SBA money, right, is because the stock market is doing so good. Main Street has been able to benefit from the rise in equities. See, these people can borrow against the value of their 401ks or individual stock portfolios using loans that are called portfolio lines of credit. You can also hear them called securities-based loans or stock-secured personal loans. Most of these go up to as much as $5 million. So when times are rolling, right, when the good times are rolling, ain't nobody getting no handout money no more. Nobody's talking about $1,200 anymore. But when things go bad, oh yeah, that's when the money starts getting printed, folks. That's when, you want to be back and ready to jump back into this thing. So if I'm you who's been sitting on the sidelines, if I'm you who feels like they haven't made enough money or they've missed out on most of the action, you better be hoping and praying this thing keeps going down so you can get another shot at jumping back in. But Sal, you lost money today. Yes, I did. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not like some of you guys walking out here pretending like you make money every single day. No, I'm honest with myself. My old man lost money today on XLK. I got him out the trade, though. Why? Because of my system. Because of my system. It's clear that a lot of these stocks are going to be crossing, that 10 moving average is going to be crossing below that 25 moving average on the daily. You might see that as soon as tomorrow. You pull up XLK, it's very clear that that's coming. So why risk all the money we've made? Just go ahead and sell out today. I lost money in Netflix. Still green, but hey, I lost some profit. It's double topping, so I'm out. Big day for inverse ETFs. We saw, SPXS, SOXS, 17% there. TECS, 17% gain. SQQQ, 15% gain. Now, that's not going to last forever, but it looks like we're going to have a 2-day run there. We'll see what happens in mid-afternoon tomorrow. More than likely, they're going to drag out Steven Mnuchin. They're going to drag out somebody in the White House to come talk about how great the market is. Watch. DocuSign, down big, but earnings right around the corner. Don't be fooled there. This could very well pop here on DocuSign, but pay attention because that thing dropped pretty hard today. I'm not going to be fooled by people telling me that this is, quote unquote, a rotation from momentum to value stocks. That's complete BS. Why? because consumer staples, which are considered value plays, were down today as well. Ticker CL, Colgate-Palmolive, down. CPB, Campbell's Soup, down. GIS, General Mills, down 2%. Kraft Heinz, KHC, down 3%. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, both down, I think 1 or 2% simultaneously. Walmart down. Oh, no, Sal, you got to go super value. Okay, let's pull up utilities then. DTE, down. Duke Energy, DUK, down. Dominion Energy, down. Look at the California utilities. Those were down. The number one performing ETF in the world, 800% return on an investment since March 18th from the $23 low, lost nearly 25% of its value today alone. Another 10% right now after hours, it looks like. Today's sell-off was global. Granted, the hardest hit was U.S.-based equities because as I brought up emerging markets yesterday, you saw very strong resilience in emerging markets. You know, because I see emerging markets as a potential stopgap for investors in the future. You know, to show that resilience, pull up EWZ. This is Brazil ETF. Brazil having a hard time with COVID. This is a buying opportunity here. I mean, EWZ looks like play or RRGB when I first brought it up to you. You know, this is where you step in when nobody's interested. And you give yourself a little stop loss that's maybe $3 or $4 below, and you see what happens. South Africa, EZA, similar situation to Brazil, maybe not as much upside, but there's potential ROI there. Vietnam, VNM, huge potential upside there. Very resilient today. All right. I know the volume isn't there now, but it'll come. It'll come. You want to get in before they all show up. You know, you show up when everybody else is there. I mean, you're paying a premium. Look at Caterpillar, CAT. Very resilient today. XOM, oil, been struggling, will continue to struggle, but still didn't dump with everybody else. You know, look, one day we may have to start pulling up those tickers. Otherwise, some of you guys are going to be crying, man. SPY down today, QQQ down, IWM down, Tesla down, Google down 5%. Facebook, look at that. They bought the dip. Pay attention on Facebook. Pay attention on Facebook. But look, don't lose hope here. There's an opening here. All right, there's an opening here. This is an opportunity, as I said, if stimulus is announced, you know, it could very well be that 10 moving average comes back around and above that 28 moving average on that hourly chart, and that's going to be your signal. This could get very interesting. Could get very interesting. Otherwise, we could very well be writing a retest and slowly walking back down to SPX 2500. I'm not going to go there yet. I'm not ready to say that yet. But we can't deny that these economic numbers aren't looking so good either. All I know is that I'm more than happy to take my money and run, because I told you that's what I was going to do. And I think some of you guys need to really seriously consider that. Some of you guys really need to consider that, because I know there are people listening to this. You can't afford 10 days of red. You're never going to get what we've just had over the last 6 months again. That's never going to happen again. Or at least not anytime soon again. Tomorrow is another trading day. Trade well.